Hello friends, this is Pastor Hunter with the latest edition of The Gift. Remember that it is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. Our scripture today comes from 2 Samuel in its 6th chapter, a portion of verse 14 and verse 16 in its entirety. Coming from the King James Version, it reads, "And David danced before the Lord with all his might. And as the ark of the Lord came into the city of David, Michal, Saul's daughter, looked through a window and saw King David leaping and dancing before the Lord, and she despised him in her heart." Many years ago, I heard a pithy saying that went like this: when I was a child, I thought that my family was always talking about me. When I was in my 20s, I thought that all of my work associates were talking about me. When I was in my 40s, I thought that all of my neighbors were talking about me. When I reached the age of retirement, I found out that most of these people didn't know who I was. The takeaway from the saying is that we spend an inordinate amount of time worrying about what others are thinking and saying about us. And in the end, we begin to realize that not many people were even paying attention. Rather than waste a lot of time worrying, even if we are the objects of scorn, our time would be better spent trying to be the best person that we can be, because haters are going to hate anyway. In our scripture today, we find King David dancing before the Lord in celebration that the Ark of the Covenant was being brought to the place where it belonged in the city of Jerusalem. It was the second attempt to do so, as the first ended in tragedy when a man named Uzzah reached out and improperly touched it. The second attempt to bring it into Jerusalem was a great moment of triumph, and David, a man who was once described by God himself as being a man after his own heart, celebrated the occasion by dancing with unbridled joy. Thinking that the manner in which David danced was inappropriate for a man of his stature, Michal, his wife, looked upon him with nothing but contempt in her heart. Taking it to another level, Michal went out to meet David and, in the presence of others, launched a scathing verbal attack against him. How the king of Israel honored himself today, uncovering himself today before the eyes of his servants' maids, as any vulgar fellow might shamelessly uncover himself. She in effect called him a dirty old man, and this from his own wife. In the lead up to Super Bowl 50, Cam Newton has been the object of scorn for many because of his on-field celebrations following first down, and particularly after he scores a touchdown. Cam has made it clear that his expressions come from a place of joy and in no way are an attempt to embarrass his opponent. He goes on to say that for those who do not like it, that burden is upon them. And he is correct. There is apparently an unspoken standard for which some people have for quarterbacks in the NFL, and Cam does not fit that narrative. As a result, he is derided and looked upon with disapproval by those naysayers, despite the heights of success that he has risen to in this year's season. It's their loss because he is truly a sight to behold both during a play and especially afterwards when it results in points scored. The only remedy that I can offer for this is get over it. When David responded to Michal's criticism, his reaction was rather brow-raising. "It was before the Lord, who chose me in place of your father and all his household to appoint me as prince over Israel, the people of the Lord, that I have danced before the Lord. I will make myself yet more contemptible than this, and I will be abased in my own eyes." Yes, David just told her, if you thought that was bad, you ain't seen nothing yet. Then he dropped the mic, and that was that. So Cam, There is no need to toss around F-bombs and argue against people who hate. Just take the field, spank your opponent, then dab your way to victory. In the meantime, for the rest of us, go on out and just be yourself. In the end, you will be glad that you did.